friends, welcome to week 2 of our Halloween series. This week we're actually doing something a little bit different. We're taking a basic cookie recipe and we're going to decorate it in different ways for each day of the week. And the cookie recipe that we're using, I've actually done a few different times on the channel. I've made them on live as well as a dulce de leche version back at the beginning of this year in a tutorial, but we're making sweet condensed milk brownie cookies. They are fudgy, they are super easy, and they are so delicious. Of course, we start by whipping up our batter. I'm using a microwave safe bowl here and I have a little bit of butter, and then I'm also adding our sweetened condensed milk to that. And usually I had the chocolate at this point, but I decided to switch it up a little bit. I wanted to change the order just to see how it would affect it. I do recommend adding the chocolate and melting down pretty much everything at one time though. This time the reason I left out the chocolate is because I wanted to add in the cocoa powder at a different step. Usually I have it with my other dry ingredients, but I wanted to see what adding it to this step would be like. And I still think that I would prefer to add it with the other dry ingredients for this particular cookie. But once that's all mixed together, we're going to mix in our chocolate and then just melt it down a little bit more in the microwave, mix through, just making sure that our chocolate just gets completely melted. Add a little bit of vanilla extract, and then of course we're going to mix in our dry ingredients, mixing until just combined. Once we have a cohesive cookie dough, we're ready to scoop. I'm using a large cookie scoop here. These cookies don't spread a ton, but I want to give them some space when I bring them out of the oven, and I give them a little swirl with a cookie cutter to make them a little more even. And for these particular cookies, I take them out of the oven in about 8 to 10 minutes, give them a swirl with the cookie cutter to make them more even, and then pop them back in the oven for the remaining time for about 4 to 7 minutes, depending on when you took them out. We want a total cook time of about 14 to 15 minutes at 375. Once they're done baking, as soon as they come out of the oven, we give them one more swirl with the cookie cutter to make sure that they stay nice and even. Then we let them cool and they're ready to either enjoy or decorate. For our first day of our Halloween series, I decided to keep it nice and easy, just doing some simple candy melt drizzles over the top and adding some fun Halloween sprinkles. For our first two cookies, I did a simple double drizzle using some black melts and then added some fun Halloween sprinkles that were purple, black, and green. For our other two cookies, I decided to do a simple single drizzle using some white melts and of course some different fun Halloween sprinkles that included orange, gray, black, and of course some little eyeball sprinkles. We let those completely set and they're ready to enjoy. Would you try these decadent fudgy brownie cookies? Make sure to let me know your thoughts in the comments, as well as what you think of these super easy Halloween sprinkle decorations today. And of course, stay tuned for the rest of the week with our fun Halloween cookie decorations.